There is a moment every trader remembers. Not their best trade, not their biggest win. The moment they realized they had absolutely no idea what they were doing. Maybe it was a margin call at 3 in the morning. Maybe it was watching 6 months of savings disappear in 45 minutes. Maybe it was the sick, hollow feeling of averaging down on a position that just kept falling, telling yourself it has to bounce, while knowing somewhere deep down that it won't. That moment has a name. It's called Level 2. And there are 5 of these levels. Every serious trader who ever made it passed through all of them. The same sequence, the same traps, the same cost. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which level you're at right now. And I'm going to tell you something at the end that the people selling you trading courses have a serious financial interest in making sure you never work out. You didn't stumble into trading. Something pulled you here. A screenshot that didn't look real. A friend who quit his job. A video that made it look like the most obvious thing in the world. Or maybe just that quiet, private feeling. The one you don't say out loud. That you were built for something bigger than a monthly salary. That pull is real. And it's not naive. It's the beginning of something. But here is what nobody warns you about Level 1. Studies consistently show that roughly 70% of new retail traders are profitable in their very first month. Not because they're talented, because the market is designed to make you feel talented before it shows you the bill. Those early wins don't teach you how to trade. They teach you that you already can. And that is the most expensive lesson the market ever delivers, because the next thing you do is size up. Skip the risk management. Stop reading. Start doing. Because why would you study something you're already winning at? The believer doesn't blow their account because they're foolish. They blow it because they're confident. And confidence without competence is just expensive optimism. Then the real market shows up, not the one that handed you early wins. The actual market, the one that doesn't care about your chart, doesn't care about your confidence, doesn't care that you genuinely needed this trade to work. Researchers Brad Barber and Terence Odean studied the accounts of 66,000 retail traders over 7 years. Their finding was brutal. The more actively people traded, the worse they performed. The most active traders underperform the market by nearly 6% per year. Not from bad strategy, from emotion. Because here is what nobody tells you about losing trades. It's not the loss that destroys accounts. It's what you do in the hour after the loss. The revenge trade. The position doubled down to get it back. The refusal to cut, because cutting it makes it real. Psychologists call this loss aversion. We feel losses approximately twice as intensely as we feel equivalent gains. Daniel Kahneman won a Nobel Prize for proving this about the human brain. The market knew this about you before you sat down. Most traders never leave Level 2. They quit, come back, blow another account, quit again. Some do this for years. The ones who make it through don't escape it. They walk straight through it. The ones who survive Level 2 come back completely differently. They stop trying to win, and they start trying to understand. They read Market Wizards. They study Van Tharp's work on position sizing. They learn what a proper risk-to-reward ratio actually means, not the version the YouTube algorithm served them, and they discover something that changes their entire perspective. Professional traders don't need to be right most of the time. They just need their winners to be bigger than their losers. A system with a 40% win rate and a 1-to-3 risk-reward ratio, meaning you risk $1 to make $3, is mathematically more profitable than a system that wins 70% of the time at 1-to-1. The student learns this and feels the ground shift beneath them. They build a real system. They journal every trade. They backtest. They manage risk properly. They do everything right. And for a while, it works. But here is where level 3 betrays them. The student falls in love with being right, more than being consistent. They start overriding their own rules, holding a losing trade slightly longer because they feel it turning. Cutting a winner early to lock in that feeling of being correct. Taking trades outside their setup because they're bored and the screen is open. They have built a system for the market, but they are still running on emotion. Having a strategy and trusting a strategy are not the same skill. Level 4 is where trading stops being a performance and becomes a practice. The trader here has accepted something that sounds simple and takes years to actually believe. No one can predict the market. Not consistently, not reliably, not ever. What they can do is manage risk with precision, execute their edge repeatedly, and let probability do the work over hundreds of trades. They risk no more than 1 to 2% of their account on any single trade, not out of fear, but because they understand that their most important job is staying in the game long enough for the edge to compound. They treat their trading journal like a surgeon treats post-operative notes, not to celebrate, to find the specific patterns in their own behavior, the setups they overtrade, the times of day they underperform, the emotional states that pull them off the plan. They know exactly what conditions their system works in and what conditions it doesn't. They sit on their hands when those conditions aren't present. That restraint, doing nothing, is the hardest skill in trading. Level 4 is the first level where someone has actually learned it. Level 5, the professional, is what level 4 looks like after the struggle's gone. The rules don't require discipline anymore. They're just how they think. A red week doesn't feel like failure. It feels like a data point. They're not trying to beat the market. They're executing a repeatable process that extracts from it, quietly, consistently, without needing anyone to know. The account is the only scorecard that matters. Now, the thing I promised you at the start. Every person online showing you their profits is at level 1, riding luck they've confused for skill, or level 2, trying to trade their way out of a hole, or level 3, smart enough to look credible, not disciplined enough to be consistent. The ones actually making money. You have never heard of them, not once, because attention is the enemy of edge. Silence is not their personality. Silence is their competitive advantage. So, which level are you at right now when no one is watching? Drop a 1 in the comments, just a 1. I'll know exactly what it means. And subscribe, because the way out of whatever level you're stuck in is exactly what we build here.